Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market News and Views by In the Money Stocks. Today is Wednesday, March 19th, 2014. Thank you all for tuning in. Let's jump right into the charts here. We're going to start off with the usual S&P 500 E-mini futures. And what you'll see here is that the futures are trading higher by about 2.5 points to around 1873 and a quarter, 1873 and a half, give or take that one little tick. But nonetheless, they are higher before the opening bell. Now, today's market is going to be a little bit on the special side because you will have Federal Reserve Chairman Janet Yellen concluding a two-day FOMC meeting, and she'll give her announcement on interest rate policy in the United States. We'll see how that all plays out. I don't know what she's going to say, but the consensus is that the market is expecting a $10 billion taper this month at this meeting. So we'll see if that's what is going to be said. We'll see how the market reacts. Again, she will hold a press conference, I believe, right around 2:30 in the afternoon. So we'll watch for that also. So the announcement, I believe, is made at 2 o'clock. She will hold a press conference at 2:30. So we'll see what the market, how the market reacts. Again, so far everything that the Fed has done has been the right move. The markets go up every single time, and we're at all-time highs. We're basically just off all-time highs. So we'll see how the market reacts after this verbiage coming out of the Fed. But they are expected to taper by $10 billion, and I believe that brings the taper down to around 50. That brings quantitative easing to around $55 billion a month of mortgage-backed securities and U.S. Treasury purchases. So there's still money printing going on, but it is slowly dwindling down, and it is very slow. But we'll see how the market reacts. Remember, the market loves easy money policies. Okay, so the market loves all that money printing out of thin air. They love it. Just loves potential inflation creation. So far, we're not seeing inflation because all that money's being held on this Federal Reserve's balance sheet. But once that money has to come off, that's when you would see really a big sprint of inflation. But right now, there is no inflation out there because you have $4 trillion on the Fed's balance sheet. But enough of that. Right now, we care about the markets, and that's all we were looking at. So far, futures are up 2.5 points. Now, there are a lot of stocks out here today to talk about. We're going to start off with Oracle. I will have a gap level for Oracle, but it has come off the lows. Yesterday after the closing bell, Oracle sold off really down to this $36.13 level. Stock right now is trading back up to around $37.60. It closed at $38.83. So I will have gap levels. They'll be posted up in the chat room at 9 a.m. But again, Oracle at the moment is just chopping around, but it is off the worst levels of the pre-market session. So we'll see where this one goes, but I do have levels set for this, and they will be put up in the chat room right at 9 o'clock. Next one I want to look at is Adobe Systems. Okay, so Adobe closed yesterday at $68.52. Today it's trading at 69 bucks. If it can break out past the recent high, which was made on February 28th at $71.11, I guess it could go a lot higher. The stock looks overbought to me. I would not be a buyer of this stock whatsoever. A level where you could play Adobe on for a bounce today if it does sell off would be all the way down to $62.30. Keep that level on the radar. That's an intraday bounce level, $62.30. There's nothing I would do ahead of it. Let's take a look at KB Homes. Looks like they reported earnings as well. This stock has just been roasted and toasted, though, so it is getting a little bit of a bid. It closed at $17.68. Today it's trading at $18.61. So nice little pop for KB Homes. Again, it's already been beaten down. I'm not sure what the earnings were or what they said, but either way, the stock is rallying up, and I think ultimately, whenever you get a stock that's been beaten down like KB Homes, it could get a short-term bounce. But I think that's all it will be a short-term bounce. I don't think it's going to be anything more. So KB Homes, good little move today. It's a strong gap up. You want to respect it. Let me just see if I can find the resistance point for KB Homes. I might have to put these up in the chat room today at 9 o'clock in the morning. But just looking off the cuff here, if it gets, well, there should be a lot of resistance even where it is right here. But watch $19. Gets to $19, that's a level where you probably fade the equity, and it's already at $18.75, so it may get up there. So watch the $19 level for KB Homes, and after that it would be around $19.38. So 2 levels for KB Homes, where the stock will give you some small intraday pullbacks. And again, these are just good for scalps. This is a strong gap. So again, those 2 levels, $19 and then $19.40. Those are 2 scalp levels to the short side, but you got to be quick. Remember, a scalp is just a day trade for about 10 to 30 minutes, no more than that. All right, let's go on. Let's take a look at General Mills. I think they reported earnings as well. Right now, the stock's trading at $50.35. It closed yesterday at $50.71. I'm not sure really what to make of General Mills at the moment. I think they missed estimates, but who cares about that stuff? We only care about, where does the stock give us a play. Right now, if the stock rallied higher, you're going to watch the 51.60, 51.75 as resistance. But here's a level where you could buy General Mills in case it sells off. It would be at $14.30. $48.30. So if the stock by some chance traded down to around $48.30, that's where you could be a buyer, right down at that level. So keep that on your radar today. $48.32. That's a spot where I would step in and pick General Mills up for a long play. So 48.13 looks good to me. Let's take a look at FedEx. This is the most important transport stock in the world. Stock reported earnings. It looks like they missed all the way around. And again, we don't really care about the number so much as the market's reaction. They're blaming everything up, obviously, on weather, as everybody else is. So again, I didn't know we had bad weather all over the world. But either way, the stock right now is trading around 138.55. It closed right at this level, 138.57 yesterday. I think the stock has a wall of resistance at $40. So it's a very aggressive trade if you want to try to short it there because of the earnings today. So probably wait a little while. There's really no sense to put your neck out on the line, but I still see a ton of resistance at $140. If the stock got down to about 125 and a quarter, 125 and a half, I'd be a buyer there. But ultimately, I would not touch FedEx on the long side here at all. So be very, very careful here. Don't buy into this pop right now. I think this is going to be a drop. So be very, very careful with FedEx. I do not see the upside in this equity whatsoever. All right, let's take a look at SolarCity. Ticker symbol is SCTY. This is Elon Musk's other company. So he owns Tesla, he owns SolarCity. Right now, SolarCity closed at 77.10. It's trading at 77.67. I couldn't be a buyer of this one either. I know the numbers were better than expected, but they were still pretty bad. Anyway you slice it or dice it, SolarCity could probably give you a bounce around $69.23. Until then, there really isn't much you want to do with SolarCity. So $69.23 would be the only level that I'm seeing. Another stock in the news today is Nu Skin. Ticker symbol is NUS. And right now with Nu Skins, they're coming out with a report saying they're going to probably face a fine in China. Comes from a probe into nutritional products. Either way, I don't really know what to make of it. But right now, Nu Skin is trading at $74.50. If this stock sells off sharply, watch this level today, $59.40. That'd be the only level I would step up and maybe pick up a scalp play. After that, this stock could go down to $38. So I know those are big, long numbers from where we are right now, far distance, I should say. But when you get a stock this thin, it rarely trades over 1 million shares a day. It can make these kind of dramatic moves. So don't take it for granted. The only levels I'm seeing for Nu Skin are $59.40, and then really it's all the way down to $38. So there's not a lot in between here. Be careful with this one if you start to see some real selling pressure take place. Okay, let's take a look at oil today and gold. We're going to start off with oil. Oil is inching up a little bit, light sweet crude that is, trading higher by about 15 cents to $99.04 a barrel. Let's go to the USO, which is a good proxy for light sweet crude. This is trading at $35.58. Again, the only level I'm seeing here for crude that looks good to me, if it sold off, would be $34.45, $34.40. Other than that, there's really not a lot you want to do with the oil market. It's kind of just in a choppy range at the moment, hovering. Basically, the USO is just staying above that $35 area, and as long as it stays above there, it's fine. But if it does sell off, watch $34.45. There will be a bounce there. Also, $33.95. Two levels for the USO. Let's go to the gold market. Gold is selling off again today, trading lower by $13 an ounce to $3.46 an ounce at the moment. Let's take a look at the GLD, which is a good proxy for gold and gold futures, and you see that the GLD right now is trading at 129.69, closed at $130.62, so a little bit more of a pullback. Now, gold has been on an amazing tear to the upside. Really, from the start of the new year, gold has gone from basically 115 to around, the GLD has gone from 115 all the way up to 133.5. Now it's pulling back. So again, it could pull back a little bit more, but I don't see anything terrible for gold. $13 pullback. I think it's on anticipation of the Fed tapering. But last time the Fed tapered, believe it or not, gold moved higher. So again, watch the market, watch the charts. They'll tell you everything you need to know. You don't really have to worry too much about what somebody's saying or some news report. They're not always correlated. Again, the charts are correlated, and that's what you want to watch and follow. So we'll see where this market goes. Again, look for the Fed announcement this afternoon. Right now, futures are trading higher by about 3 points, so they're inching up a little bit more. Janet Yellen is expected to taper by $10 billion, and we'll see what she says going forward. But either way you slice it or dice it, anytime you have a Fed announcement, it could be a little bit of a roller coaster ride. The last few Fed announcements haven't been that much of a big roller coaster market, but we have to just take into account it can be, and we'll be prepared for anything. This coming Friday is also options expiration for the month of March. It is the monthly expiration, so please be aware that you could get up and down action. It could be volatile. I don't know if it will be, but you will get up and down action in a lot of different equities. So that's what I have for you today, and I'll see you all on the charts. Take care now.